You show up for work, maybe scrolling news, and bam, the CEO just
Yeah.
gone,
Yeah.
fired, effective immediately, no soft landing, no goodbye tour, nothing.
Mhm.
That's basically the jolt that hit Kohl's recently with their CEO, Ashley Buchanan.
It really is pretty startling, almost, well, unprecedented in big corporate America. Really, you usually see these managed transitions.
Oh, absolutely. Careful PR, months of handover sometimes.
Right, lots of media spin. This was just sudden,
Wow.
public, and pretty pointed. The article we're looking at really hammers home how unusual this kind of immediate public firing is.
Yeah, it wasn't spun as, pursuing other opportunities.
Not at all.
The article cuts right through that. It says the core reason was an internal investigation.
And that investigation found he'd violated the company's code of ethics. That's the official line.
And here's where it gets really specific, according to the source anyway. The violation. Apparently, Buchanan had undisclosed interests in deals Kohl's was making with outside vendors.
Right. Think about that for a minute. The CEO potentially profiting personally, secretly, from the company's business deals. Deals he presumably had a hand in approving.
So you've got this public image he was brought in, remember, during the pandemic chaos, hailed as this retail savior.
Yeah, the sleek digital vision guy.
Exactly. But behind the scenes, this investigation suggests something quite different. Potential financial entanglements with vendors that he, well, didn't tell anyone about.
And the source is clear. This isn't just like office politics or a minor slip-up. He uses phrases like textbook unethical behavior.
Strong words.
Very. It calls it a fundamental violation of trust. Not just the board's trust, but shareholders, employees, everyone who expects ethical leadership. It really hits the brand's credibility hard.
And the board's reaction, as the source lays it out, seems just as stark as the alleged violation. Fired him, quote, effective immediately.
Effective immediately.
And the article makes a point of saying no retirement package,
None.
no staged goodbye, and importantly, no media spin.
That lack of spin is telling, isn't it? It suggests the findings were pretty undeniable, like they needed a clean, immediate break. No room for ambiguity.
But this abruptness, combined with Kohl's keeping the full investigation details under wraps, well, that's created its own problems, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. The source talks about major fallout. It mentions public skepticism cropping up, people wondering what really happened.
And investor tension. I mean, if you own stock, you want to know the extent of this, right? Any financial impact.
Absolutely. And the article even mentions behind-the-scenes panic. You can imagine the uncertainty internally, trust issues maybe, scrutiny on other deals.
Plus, this whole mess just adds fuel to the fire for those activist investors who were already pushing Kohl's for changes.
Definitely. So the secrecy, it might have seemed like damage control, but the source suggests it might actually be amplifying the questions and, frankly, the damage to their reputation.
So when you step back, this whole episode, as framed by our source, feels like a really sharp, maybe brutal reminder about integrity, especially at the very top.
It really underscores that unethical choices, particularly around, self-enrichment using the company's dime or deals, they have real consequences, serious ones.
As the article puts it, basically when this stuff comes out, no title, no paycheck can save you. It's a stark signal.
Yeah, ethical breaches aren't something you can just smooth over at that level. This Kohl's case really shows that even the highest executives aren't immune when the truth surfaces.
That corner office isn't a permanent shield.
Not when it comes to core ethics, apparently.
So here's the final thought, kind of prompted by the article pointing out all the secrecy around the full investigation details. If this kind of thing, this alleged self-dealing, was hidden for who knows how long, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? What else might be going on under the surface in big companies that we just don't see?
Right. What does an event like this really tell us about the ongoing struggle for genuine transparency and accountability right at the executive level?
It's a tough question.